What is going on, guys? Johnny on the track back with another video. Happy Tuesday. We've got a good show for you here tonight. We've got Martinsville only two more times in 2024 that I get to bring you the best bets and drivers to watch for the week. And yeah, it's a little bittersweet. We've had a good solid 2024. Got a win last week with Tyler Reddick, which was an awesome, awesome race. Top tier playoff race. What a treat we had. Martinsville, I mean, it's a short track. Short tracks haven't been great, but I do think the option tire will bring us something. Um, who knows, honestly, because, shorts have been tough. Short flats have been tough. Meaning to watch. To bet, not so much, but to watch, yeah. And then you got Phoenix after. Phoenix is a track. So, two more left, but excited to at least bring you guys bets for this Sunday's race in Martinsville. Before I do that, let's shout out the partnership with the NASCAR betting preview show. So, I've got two shows left. They've got two shows, two podcasts, left. So what you gonna do? NASCAR betting preview show. Just search that on Spotify. Search that on the Apple Podcast app. Hit that follow button, and you can listen to the best motorsports betting content to get you ready for the week. That is Martinsville. And if you follow that now, you'll be prepped for 2025 for all the podcasts and content creators, that'll come back in 2025, like myself, to get you ready for the Daytona 500 in February. We'll talk the Clash, next year. So, yeah, hit that follow button now. Get ready or listen to that content, and you'll be ready for 2025 in the live NASCAR betting preview show live X. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Again, only two more times that those guys will do that show, just like this one that you are listening to now. So with that, let's get right into the bets. I'm going to give you a bet, start with a top 10 bet that I really, really like. Ryan Preece, Stewart-Haas Racing. You guys know I'm a Preece guy. You guys know I'm a New England guy. So I got to stick close to Ryan Preece. But statistically, this is one of his best tracks. Qualified well, always qualifies well on the short tracks from Bristol to Martinsville, but qualified well here early back in the spring. Finished top 10. He's had some really, really good runs in the playoffs. Really, I don't want to say carrying that Stewart-Haas Racing camp. Obviously, we talk about two more, shows. Stewart-Haas Racing's got only two more races as an organization. I actually think they have a really good shot, one of those cars to win. If you remember last year, Eric Almirola almost won this race, if not for a late surging Ryan Blaney. But Ryan Preece, top 10, again, one of his best statistical tracks. He's been really good this year on the short flats and has had a top 10 earlier this year. I'm looking on Rhode Island Sportsbook. I'm looking on DraftKings Sportsbook. No top 10 odds just yet, but Ryan Preece is plus 1,200 for a top five, so I think that's a good bet. Plus 9,000 for the win. Maybe you can sprinkle something on that. Plus 2,500 for a top three. Let's see if we have top four. I don't believe so. No, but all those bets will come in. I would assume if not late Tuesday night, sometime Wednesday, you'll get the top 10 odds. But I would place Preece quickly. His odds are going to go down because I think he's going to qualify well. He's an interesting guy to look at for the pole as well. He's actually won the pole here last year, if you remember. I believe it was with the first Martinsville race. Preece won the pole, led the most laps. If not for a speeding penalty, would have maybe had a shot to win that thing. So Stewart-Haas Racing, I would target all those drivers from Briscoe to Berry to Gregson to, of course, Ryan Preece. And if you have winning team, if your book offers that, I think winning team is a good one to look at as well. That'll probably be around the 30-1 number, I would say altogether. Maybe lower than that, maybe the 25-1 number. Who knows? But I think that's a safe and a solid bet, to at least look at as we again look at two more races for Stewart Haas Racing in their existence here, with Tony Stewart being a part owner in it being a four-car team. So yeah, definitely take a look at those guys. And like I said, Ryan Preece for a top 10, great value there, as well as, the rest of that camp. From a winner's perspective, I think you're going to look for some of those do or die guys, right? Denny Hamlin, I don't love the value 4-1, but maybe he qualifies and he doesn't qualify well. He doesn't practice well. Maybe that slips a little bit. And, what I mean by not qualifying well is like he qualifies like 8th to 10th. I think you have to be up front. To track position is key in these races where it's so tough to pass. So pit stall selection is huge. Track position is huge. You gotta be aggressive in your strategy. So I like Denny Hamlin. I think he's gonna have a really good car and compete for the win. I just don't love the 4-1 number. You look at Blaney at 6-1. I think that's a much better bet. Ryan Blaney at 6-1. I would probably take that now. I don't really see that moving much more in the bettor's favor. Obviously, Logano is locked in, and I think maybe, right, if Logano is like, let's say he's leading late and Blaney is right there, who's to say that Logano wouldn't kind of slow up and let Blaney win that thing and get into the final four? I know that's a crazy thing to say, but from a Penske perspective, who have won the last two championships, going for a three-peat, I don't think that's out of the question. Like I really don't think that's out of the question. So Ryan Blaney at 6-1. I like that bet a lot. Byron is an interesting one. He has to be points racing. 8-1 is the number on Byron. He was the Martinsville winner earlier this year. I think Byron runs well, but he's going to be points racing. So I don't know how aggressive he can get. I think he's going to be a top 5 guy, maybe a top 3 guy, but I think there's just going to be more aggressive guys. And, if he's, let's say, 7th, right? 6th, something around that, and he's got somebody, surging late, maybe it's, I don't know, Hamlin or somebody like that. He might, I mean, as aggressive he probably would want to be, he might just try to play it safe to just try to get as many points as he can, and give up that position, and not try to risk it, not try to wreck out, because it's going to get crazy here. Bell is pretty much, he's pretty much through. I think he's like 30 to 35 to the good. So he pretty much just can't have a blow up race. He can't have an engine malfunction. He can't wreck out of this thing. So I think Bell is just going to run top 10 most of the day, not do anything crazy, not do anything stupid, and get himself through. And I think that'll probably be the approach of William Byron, but he's going to have Kyle Larson breathing down his neck. It's basically Byron versus Larson at this point, because again, Bell is all but through if he just has a clean race. So it's going to be between Larson and Byron. So Byron is going to have to run well, but I don't think he's going to risk it, with the I think it's like 9 points right now is the points cushion. So he's just got to play a smart game, and I think Byron is not the one you want to target to win. Chase Elliott must win scenario 8-1. I think that's a pretty good number to get Chase at. Again, Hendrick Motorsports very, very fast here, always from the 24 to the 9 to, of course, the 5. And the 48 here. Where's Bowman? Bowman all the way at 35-1, which is wild. I think Bowman will have speed, but again, I just don't like, team orders say he probably wouldn't win that race. They're trying to get both those, the 9, or I guess they're trying to get 2 of those cars through at this point. Either the 5 and the 24, 5 and the 9 and the 24. Like it's got to be something like that. So Alex Bowman winning this race eliminates all chances of Chase Elliott getting through, right? So you look at it that way. The number is tempting. I get it, but I don't see like a Bowman winning this thing. I am high on Ford. Like I said, Stewart Haas Racing, I like a lot. This Sunday. Winning manufacturer for Ford is plus 220. Right. So Ryan Blaney, I think, is going to have a great car. I talked about the Stewart Haas Racing camp. Brad Keselowski, solid at Martinsville. Then you got Chris Buescher, who has been really, really good at the short tracks in the next gen era. So Ford, I feel like is an interesting one to look at. Again, Blaney must win scenario. So if Blaney's going to get through, he has to win this thing, and that's why I like the value overall on a Ford plus 220. I'll give you the other odds plus 140 for Chevy and plus 180 for Toyota. But to me, again, I think it's going to be one of those do or die guys that finds a way into victory lane. If not for it's either going to be that or a huge upset. It'll be Priest, it'll be a Berry, maybe a Gregson or a Briscoe get in one last time for Haas Racing. That it's either that or one of these do or die guys. I don't see this race panning out any differently. I think it's going to be all or nothing because the points are really just at this point crazy, right? Like aside from Larson and Byron, those are really the only guys that have any chance to point their way in, right? The other three below the cut line, they have to win. So, yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting race. I think there's a lot that will probably be shown within practice and qualifying. Like I said, pit stall selection, huge. Track position, huge. Strategy playing, huge as well. So, Blaney, let's say, excuse me, there's 35 laps to go. Some guys go in for tires. Who's to say a guy like Blaney wouldn't stay out to try to win that thing, or Chase Elliott wouldn't stay out? Hamlin wouldn't try to mix things up. Maybe Hamlin goes for tires when other people stay out. Yeah, I think it's going to be huge with qualifying, huge with pit stall selection, and of course huge with the strategy game. So those are kind of the guys I'm targeting. If I had to, if I were to place right this second, I would place again Priest top 10, Stewart Haas Racing winning team, Ford winning manufacturer. And then I would, in terms of money line, I would go to Blaney at plus 600, Elliott at plus 800. Yeah, that's that's probably it at the moment. I just like Larson and Hamlin plus 400 is just that's a tough thing to bet on. But I do think those odds can slide. So right now, money lines for me would be Elliott and Blaney. Like those were the two that I would be targeting at this second. Um, but we'll see. I mean, the gap is huge. So once you get from Bell at 10 to 1, uh, it goes Logano 12 to 1. Then it's all the way Truex at 18 to 1, Reddick at 20 to 1, who he's kind of by himself, so he can go out and win this thing. Like he could care less. Gibbs 22, Briscoe 22, Chastain 28, Bush 28, Bubba 28, Brad 28. So a lot of these like big name guys that are no longer in the playoffs, great money line bets. But I think the way this race is going to play out, a do or die guy is going to win. So there it is. Want to know what you guys think? Put your thoughts in the comments section below. Give this video a like, goes a long way for the channel, and subscribe for more motorsports content. And of course, the last motorsports betting content show that will be Phoenix. I got Christopher Bell, like I said, to win the championship. I think he advances and wins the race at Phoenix. So if you want that bet, throw that in now. So yeah, with that, thank you guys. Appreciate the support throughout this season. It's been a lot of fun to keep you guys entertained and show you or give you the bets that I've been rolling with this whole NASCAR season. So only 2 times left to say this in 2024, so I'll say it now. Let's win some money.